direction. Rather than approaching it, they're going to have to take a new approach as it blows to the west. They're going to have to cut some of those fire lines out on the western edge of that fire so that it doesn't advance down those canyons. That's a live shot right there, Chopper 11. You can see those plumes of smoke going well up into the atmosphere. When you've got that fog in place this morning, we had it at about 3,000 feet. It was tough to get a jump start on that fire with the air attack. Now, as we go through the afternoon, we're getting better visibility and starting to see a better plan of attack from the air as well as from the ground. But we are going to see more humidity and cooler temperatures. That is going to help those firefighters this afternoon. Again, the wind not as gusty. Moving forward with the forecast, a completely different story as you head up towards San Francisco. Look how clear it is out there. You can see all the way out to the Golden Gate Bridge, of course, the Marin Headlands, and not much in the way of fog out here. We're getting some just a little bit of hazy conditions. The smoke not making it as far up along the peninsula as it was, say, early this morning. So that is some good news for us. Moving forward as we go through, we're actually seeing a little bit of rotation there. What you have there is an area of low pressure spinning just over the Rockies. You saw the video from the tornadoes over Southern California as well as over Colorado. That's because of this storm right here. It's actually starting to retrograde, kind of come our direction a bit and open up. As it does, the wind continues to blow our direction. We're going to continue to see less wind today. It's coming off of the ocean, so there's more humidity in the atmosphere and cooler temperatures, mainly in the 70s. A lot of rain for the Sierra Nevada later this afternoon through the week. So moving forward, if you're headed up there for the long getaway or even into Southern California, we're going to watch for some rain. Around here, I think we're only going to get the clouds. We'd like to see some of that rain. That would also help with the firefighting efforts, but not going to happen. Temperatures around here mainly in the 70s this afternoon. We are going to see the cloudy skies, and we'll continue with those 70s through the weekend. 74 San Jose, right into San Francisco. 65 East Bay, mainly in the 70s, low 70s at that. North Bay, a little more sunshine. 77 Sebastopol. Moving forward through the 7-day forecast, Brent and Laura. Looks like as we move forward through the weekend, cloudy skies, mainly in the 70s, most of the rain over the Sierra Nevada. Back to you.
Nice cooler temperatures. Thank you, Craig.
Not too bad. All right, thanks, Craig. And we'll be right back. All right, the governor is now speaking about the Summit fire. Let's listen in and see what he has to say. He was just briefed on what's going on.
Also Senator Maldonado, my good friend, and also Sheriff Smith and Sheriff Robbins for being here today. As Sheriff Smith and Sheriff Robbins was, well, we have him somewhere here. But anyway, we also want to thank Chief Ellis and Chief Ferreira of CAL FIRE. We want to thank them also for the briefing here, and of course Supervisor Tony Campos. He's the one, of course, that asked for the declaration of emergency. Emergency declaration. Where's he's right here. Thank you very much for coming into my office yesterday. This man is. There was immediate action, I want to tell you, when it comes to that emergency declaration, because the fastest one that we have done so far was 30 minutes, which was in Santa Barbara last year when we had the fires in the fall. But we did this one yesterday in 27 minutes. A new record was broken. And it was only because he's a very efficient man that when I told him that he can have this emergency declaration, he stormed my office immediately. 2 minutes later, and he was there, and I had to sign it right in front of him. But anyway, it is nice to be here today. We, of course, our office and I have monitored this fire yesterday throughout the day, and I told everyone that I will be coming up here today to inspect it myself. I think that we have similar conditions here than we had last year, which is very dry areas. The weather is very dry. It is hot. It is windy, very windy, which of course makes the wind, the fire spread very quickly. But we have very brave and talented firefighters here in California. And as I've said many times before, that we have the most talented and the best trained, the most courageous, the best equipped, and the most selfless firefighters in the world. And so I'm very proud of that because, and of course, last year when we had the fires all over the state, I think the whole world has written about the efficiency of our firefighters and how well equipped and trained they are. So we are very proud of them. This fire may not be as big as last fall's fire, but I think the important thing is that we always respond as quickly as possible so that devastation does not become more widespread. And I'm very proud that we deployed CAL FIRE strike teams and moved equipment into this area as quickly as possible. I always tell my Office of Emergency Service and the CAL FIRE people that be proactive. I think being proactive is the most important thing because public safety is our #1 priority. More quickly, move quickly, that's what we always say. Don't procrastinate and don't worry about over-preparing or overreacting, because we're dealing here with people's lives, we're dealing here with animals, we're dealing here with a lot of property and so on. Let me give you some of the numbers. We have now 1,100 firefighters that are battling those fires. We have also aircraft. We have 12 helicopters. We have 10 fixed-wing aircrafts here. Then we have 65 or more. And those numbers change all the time, may I remind you. We have 65 engines. That could be more by now. We have 15 dozers. We have, of course, also activated now the California National Guard. They're going to come in with helicopters. And the advantage that they have also is that they have imaging capabilities, the latest of the latest, to look right through the smoke so they can see what's going on. We've also the Nevada National Guard. We're very thankful to them. They've sent us the C-130 that dumps water and has also infrared capabilities and so on. We have so far, there was 3,100 acres that burned. 30 structures were destroyed. This is a combination of homes and other structures. And of course, residents and school children in harm's way were evacuated in the most efficient way. And we again want to thank Sheriff Smith and Robbins and all the other law enforcement community for acting so quickly, because it's all about working together. Battling fires is not just battling fires. It's also moving people out quickly, finding those evacuation centers, and then having the volunteers ready to go. And the volunteers again did a great job with that. And yesterday I declared, like I said earlier, a state of emergency in Santa Cruz County, which means all available state resources will be used to get this fire contained as quickly as possible. I also want to say, and our hearts go out to any...
All right, once again, Governor Schwarzenegger giving an update at a briefing after he himself was briefed and is touring some of the damaged areas by the Summit Fire. We are going to continue to carry his comments live streamed on NBC11.com. In the meantime, we're going to get back to regular scheduled programming. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Launched several helium balloons tied with flares. A pilot with the Phoenix Police Department says he saw the same thing that looked also like balloons.
I would have gone with Close Encounters, but X-Files works for you. Thanks for joining us on the Bay Area today. Tune in tonight at 5 and 6 and all day.